Welcome CRM crew, my name is Nick and in today's video I want to be going over how to use your Pipedrive CRM system. In this video I want to be going over how to use each of the features available in the Pipedrive system and how to get the most from your Pipedrive CRM system. If you are signing up to Pipedrive for the first time, it would be greatly appreciated if you could use my link below, as it really does help me out. But without further ado, let's get straight into this tutorial. So once you log into your Pipedrive CRM system, you will come to the deals page. But firstly, in this tutorial, I want to show you how to add your team members, as obviously that is very, very important. So in order to do so, what we need to do is go to the top right hand corner where it says the plus button, where it's the plus button and the two people, I suppose. Just press that and then we can go ahead and we are directed to the add users to the company CRM crew for the Pipedrive system. In order to do so, what you need to do is just write out their emails, and as you can see, you can write up to 100 emails, and you just need to use a comma to space them out if you are adding your entire team. In this video, I'm just going to add myself, so nick@crmcrew.co.uk, and then just press the preview button. I'm happy that I'm adding that particular person. Here we can then go and select the person. We can change anything such as their permissions, the visibility to the default groups. Like I said, the permissions, are they regular, manager or an admin? Do they have access to deals? As you can see, that requires a paid seat of £59. So you can remove that if you do not want to be paying the £59 for the access. You can also select the account settings. Do they have access to the company billing, security settings, etc. And you can turn that on and off, whether you would like them to have access to that. And of course, if you've got a long list, you can select them individually, or you can select the ones that you want to update according to what you want to do. So once you're happy with that, just press the invite user. It will send them an email and then they can go ahead, sign up. They may have to fill in some questions that Pipedrive ask. And then they will have access to the system dependent on how you've gone ahead and set that up. So I'm just going to press the cancel button, as I'm not paying another £59 a month. So we will head back to the home screen, and as you can see, we are on the deals page. But I'm going to start with our leads up the top here, and then I'm going to just work my way down all of these, explaining what everything is about. So if we go to leads, up the top here we have the leads inbox, and then underneath that we have the lead booster, which is live chat box, web forms, prospector and web visitors. Unfortunately, that is an additional paid version and I'm not going to be covering that in this video. I will cover that at a later date, however. So firstly, leads. Think of leads as a little bit of a dumping ground where you go ahead, chuck data that is potentially going to turn into a sale, or there's a chance, but we're not too sure. Let's say we've spoken to someone, they've shown some interest, but we're not entirely convinced that this is going to be a sale. Obviously, despite that, we want to be recording the data. So my recommendation, and this goes for any CRM system, is chuck that data into the leads area. Like I said, a bit of a dumping ground, but it's always useful to have that information. So in order to do so, just press the add lead button, and this is where we can go ahead and create a new lead. So you can create a new contact. Obviously, we need to create a new contact. Or if they are existing inside of your system, which is unlikely if they're going into the leads area, then you can go ahead and add them. In order to create a new contact from the leads area, as you can see, I've just typed my name in, and then we've got two options, select from an existing person or select from myself, like I've just said. So if we go ahead and create a new contact, I've just called myself Nick, and we will go ahead and fill in further information later on down the line. And then we've got organisation as well. So for organisation, I have CRM crew set up. It's the same principle as the contact person. Like I said, if it's already existing as an organisation, you can go ahead and connect it, which I'm going to do in this instance. And we have now gone ahead and connected that information. So now we need to give our lead a title. Now I recommend using a title template essentially across the board, a uniform means of tracking the information. So you could go CRM lead and then myself, so who's it managed by, I don't know, it's entirely up to you how your company wants to operate, but just to make things a little bit easier to manage, I recommend doing that. Now we can set our value for the lead as well. So in this example, I'm just going to say put a random number in, and then again on the right hand side we can select what is the currency for our lead as well. Now we can also select labels as well. So is this a hot lead, warm or cold? Now I'm going to put hot because I'm going to be converting this into a deal, an account, and a contact in a moment's time. And then finally, we've got visible to owners visibility group, owner only, owner group, and subgroups, and entire company. So that's entirely up to you who you want to be seeing your leads. Maybe just yourself, maybe just the owners visibility group. Again, I'm just going to select it as entire company, so everyone on the CRM system can see this particular lead. Now, if you want to or do have the information for their phone number and their email, go ahead and add that information in as well, as that is additional means of communicating with this lead to nurture the lead, hopefully turn it into a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and put that information in now. There we go. So I've now added that information, and I'm going to just press the save button. And now we've gone ahead and created a new lead. Now, managing the lead is really, really simple. You've created the lead, you can click on it, and you can go ahead and see all the information. You can create notes, activities, you can log the emails as well, and I'll come on to that in a short while in this video. Like I said, activities, if you've got a call, a meeting, task, deadline, a lunch, for example, we can go ahead and log all of that information. But again, I'm going to come on to that later in this video. And then finally, we've got our notes, so we can just write a note with regards to this particular lead. So now we've created our lead. Ultimately, what we want to do is be converting the lead, because we're now confident. Let's say we've had a bit of communication that the lead is likely, there's a better chance that it's going to turn into a sale. Now, okay, tick some boxes, we're happy. We want to convert the lead to a deal. So in order to do so, like I said, you just need to click on the particular lead that you're converting, go down to the bottom here and just press convert to deal. And once we press that button, we can then convert to deal the person, organization. We can give our title for the deal, so you might want to change this to CRM Crew Deal. And then further on, we have our pipeline, so the pipeline stages. Select the pipeline and which stage you want to start on. So I always recommend just starting on the very beginning. And we've also got our expected close date as well. So when do we anticipate this deal coming to an end? So let's say the end of the month, in a few days' time. Visible to, again, we got that option of entire company, or do we want less or more people to be able to see the deal? The phone number and email stay the same, and this is where we can also go ahead and add products. Now I'm going to come on to that later on in this video, but once I'm happy with that, I'm going to press the save button. And now I've gone ahead and I've converted that lead to a deal. It's left the leads area, as you can see, which is really, really useful. So now we can go ahead and leave the leads area and come over to our deals, where we can clearly see our deal that has just been added by ourselves. And we've started it at the first stage of the pipeline. And this is where we can go ahead and manage deals. The other way to create deals inside of your Pipedrive CRM system is just press the plus deal button up the top left-hand corner. Go through the contact, the organization, the title, that's obviously the name, the value. So it's exactly the same as what we've just done before. So let's say there's no need to use the leads area, and there absolutely isn't. If you know it's going to be a deal, if you've got a lot of confidence in it going through, you're more than welcome to just jump ahead to the deals area. So now we've got our deal added, what we can do is we can go ahead and click on that, and we can see the stages of our pipeline. We can mark it as won or lost, depending on as we work our way through the different stages. So at the beginning, we've got qualified, contact made, demo scheduled, proposal made, negotiation started, and then we finally either win it as mark it as won or mark it as lost, depending on how your negotiations go and all of the other things. Again, we've got notes, activity, we've got calls, everything else. We can log files and documents, and we can also add invoices if you've integrated that with your invoicing or your accounting software as well. So there is a lot to do here. There is a lot of means of managing and tracking our deals and moving them through the different stages of the pipeline to ultimately and hopefully get that sale marked as won. So if we then move our stages through, you can see here that this updates. It says the number of days that it's been at that particular stage. And then once, let's say we jump ahead, and you can mark as one at any time, but let's say we just jump ahead and then press the one button, we get this strange looking fella on a Christmas tree rocket off. I assume that's just because it's December. And as you can see, this has now been marked as one. So if we go back to the deals area, you can see it's now in green. Now, I want to show you another thing to do with the deals that I'm a big fan of, and that is the Kanban view. And this essentially allows you to manage all of the stages of a deal just by dragging and dropping. Instead, it makes it far more animated and is far more useful over a long period of time. If you're on here day in, day out, it's just a lot easier to move them along all of the different stages. And you can see here, not only that, but we can drag it to won, lost, delete, and move/convert. So really useful, just makes life a lot easier. So that is your deals area. I hope everyone is now familiar with that. You've got your lists, and we've also got a forecast as well if you've got them booked in for the future at any deals. But like I said, you've got list and we've got pipeline as well. So moving on from there, we have our mail on the left hand side. Now mail, you can go ahead and connect your inbox to your Pipedrive CRM system. It's really easy. Just press your connect your email button, and then you will come to the settings page here. Just press add new account. It's going to ask for your email. So if I put info@CRM Crew, it's going to work out who's hosting this email. So in my case, it's Google that is hosting it. If I press the continue button, it will take me to the Google sign up page where I can go ahead, sign up, and then it will automatically connect, and I can manage all of my emails from the Pipedrive CRM system. So I'm not going to do that, but what I will walk you through is everything that is on here. So you can see here, on the left hand side, we've got our inbox, our drafts, our outbox, our sent, and our archive as well. So I'm sure you're all familiar with what these are. To compose a new email, you just need to press the green pencil button up the top left hand corner here, and then you can literally go ahead and write an email just like you could possibly imagine using anything else. We've got our search bar at the top right hand corner if you need to search for a particular email, and we've got filters as well, so unread, linked with a deal, linked with an open deal, etc., shared, not shared to me, from an existing contact, etc. So it's actually really useful. It's a great way of managing your emails inside of your Pipedrive CRM system, and as you can see, it connects to your contacts, your deals, and things like that. So it's easier to keep track of certain things that are going on. And like I demonstrated earlier, you could send out an email, for example, from your deals or anything else. So you've got a direct association or direct link between that record and that email. So moving on from there, we go to our activities. Now, I mentioned I was going to speak about activities earlier. It's exactly the same here as it is on the deals area. In order to create a new activity, just press the plus activity button. And this is where we can go ahead and create a call, a meeting, a task, a deadline, an email, or a lunch if you're having a lunch. And so if you just give the name, so I'm going to call this example call, and then select the date, and then the time as well. What time is it, till when? So 11 to 11:05, and 29th of December I'm going to be having a call. It's going to mark me as busy. I can write some notes with regards to the phone call if it's sales or anything such as that. And then we've also got this is the owner of the call, so who's going to be having the call. And then finally, we've got a link as well. So we can link our call to a deal, to people. So if I go CRM Crew, this should then pop up. And then it will automatically fill in the contact who's directly associated with the deal and the account that's directly associated with the deal. So that then logs that information back to the deals area. So we now know, okay, so Nick had a phone call with regards to this deal on this date at this time, and in the notes area, this is what was spoken about. And that's exactly the same for your meetings, your tasks, deadlines, emails as well, if you've got your email set up like I've just mentioned. Also, it's worth mentioning that it's possible to set up video call if you'd like to, so you can integrate with both Zoom, Microsoft Meetings or Teams, and Google Meet as well. And that's a very handy way of setting up meetings. So you can also mark it as done. So let's say this was completed in the past, you've already had this phone call, but it's worth logging, or if it's upcoming, you can just leave that unticked. And then once we press the save button, our new activity will be added, and we can see here we can remove or view different activities that we need to do. So let's say we don't want to see our calls, we just remove that. Or if we remove our meetings, we remove that. So as you can see, that was logged as a meeting. So it's a means of managing all of the things that we need to do. And we can also go to the overdue. So anything that's overdue, anything that's due today, tomorrow, this week, next week, select period as well. So we can select between this time and this time, what have I got to do then? Okay, very, very useful means of managing your your activities, what you've got to do, and you can also see it in the list form and also the calendar form as well. So I can assume that a lot of people will find it a lot easier to see it on the calendar. I know I would, so I'll be using the calendar view. We're also able to propose times. So in case you're not familiar, this is like Calendly, a means of booking in a date and a time or a meeting without actually having to go through the rigmarole and the email back and forth to find a date that suits both of you best. Essentially, you propose some times based on your calendar, and then they can go ahead and pick times. Now, it's very easy to manage your availability. If you just press create new availability, select how long the meeting should be for. So how long can they book you in for, essentially. So let's say 30 minutes on a Tuesday. And this can also work alongside your calendar as well. You can select when is the availability active, so from which date to which date. So let's say between the 29th and the 31st it's possible to book. So I've now set up it being possible to book between 6 and 9 o'clock to have a meeting on Tuesday between the 29th and the 31st. We've also got some settings here for our availability. So buffer time before event and after event. The invitee is able to choose a time starting every 15, 10, 30 or 1 hour slots, I suppose. The shortest notice to book you is 1 hour, 2 hours. I'd recommend having a couple of hours in between. Again, entirely up to you. And then finally, how far in the future can someone book you? So 6 months. As we specified already, when this particular availability or this particular booking is available to make, then that will be limited to less than 6 months. So if we press continue to meeting details, we can go ahead, select some information, some name field requirements. We can add additional fields. We can set up a video call, so provided that's integrated, or an actual location. Got description, company name is visible to the invitees, and then we can go ahead and press the share button, and this is where we would get a link and we can go ahead and share this with anyone that wants to book a meeting, and then once they book a meeting we'll get a notification. So hopefully you are now very familiar with what calendar booking looks like, and you're also able to sync your calendar, as you can clearly see here, and that means that it will coordinate between your existing calendar, your Pipedrive calendar. Everything will be connected, so there will be no double bookings on your calendar, and anyone is able to go ahead and book a 30-minute meeting between this time and this time with you. You share the link, they then select the time that suits them, depending on what your availability is, and then that's it, job done, meeting booked. So moving on from there, hopefully you're now familiar, we're going to go to the contacts page. And as you can see, we've got people, organisations and contact timeline. Now I'm going to start with people. So people are literally contacts like we've already set up in the Pipedrive system. To create a new person, just press the plus person button and you can go ahead, put their name, associate the organisation, a label, customer, hot lead, warm lead, cold lead, if you'd like to use that, their phone number, email, the owner, which is automatically set as yourself, but you can change that, and then select who it's visible to, so entire company, like I've already discussed in this tutorial. So once you're happy, just press the save button, and that will add a new contact to your Pipedrive CRM system. So it's really, really simple. And then moving on from people, which we also want to be adding businesses, so organisations. So if you press the plus organisation button, you can go ahead, add a name, so the name of the business, a label again, so customer, hot lead, warm lead, cold lead, owner, the address of the business, and then you can also select the visibility as well, finally. So cancel that. I'm not going to add any of these. As you can see, we can also manage them by clicking on these like I've already discussed. So you can see the deal was won earlier today in association with this particular record. It's really, really easy to manage. You can see closed deals, won versus lost, 100% win rate. Top activities is a meeting, most active users is myself. You get a whole host of different pieces of information, and that's not too dissimilar on the contacts area. If you go ahead and click on a record, you can see all the deals, the organisation it's associated with too. All of the information like activities, what's going on. So we've got example call like I booked in and demonstrated earlier. So it's easy to manage. And then finally, the contacts timeline is seeing that information on a timeline. So you can see here that there was something going on. We can change, as I discussed, deals. We can remove that, emails, we can remove that, like I've already demonstrated on the activities area. And we can also use the drop down menu at the top right hand corner to show or reduce or increase the amount of time but for the timeline, so you can see 1 month back, or if we went to 12 months back, Q1, Q2, etc. So hopefully it's really, really simple. Contacts timeline is useful for just managing things that have been going on with the particular contacts. It's easy to see, and then you can go ahead, break down that information so you can see, okay, what's been going on with these particular contacts in the past month. And you can go ahead and click on that particular color, and then you can see, okay, that was a deal on that timeline, and the colors will be different depending on what it is. So it's really, really useful, a great way of managing your information, your contacts. So moving on from contacts, we have got insights. So your insights page is essentially a means of seeing all the data inside of your Pipedrive system, and breaking it down, look at what's going on, the deals won over time. You can see there's so many different options here for your reports and your dashboards. You can go ahead, press the plus button up the top left hand corner, and we can go ahead and create more reports, dashboards and goals as well. Now, I'm not going to go into these in detail, but it's very, very self-explanatory, so feel free to go ahead and have a go making these. It will take a little bit of time if I go through each of these, and I want to keep this video as short as possible, so apologies for that. But also we've got a period of time that we can set between when we want to see this data. So let's say we only want to see the data for today. We can also select to and from as well, so yesterday, as you can see. We've got users as well, so if we just want to be specific to the data of one user inside of the Pipedrive system, we can do. And we can also share, so we can share this information with other users and create a public link to a dashboard as well if they want to see any information. I'm sure there are some weird use cases. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now. We've also got, so we're on the dashboards area. I haven't created any goals, and like I said, just press the plus button, go to goals to create a new goal. And I've also got reports on the left hand side here, and it's easy to go ahead and just click on a particular report and you can go and see that data. You can use some filters if you'd like to, and you see some information about that particular report. So it's really, really simple to use. You can also search the insights up the top left hand corner if you need to, but it's really, really easy. The dashboards I find very insightful, very useful to see what's going on inside of your Pipedrive CRM system. So moving on from insights, we've got products. Now, products is a means of creating a product, literally what you are selling as a business, and then going ahead and associating that product or the products that you're selling as part of a deal. So if we go ahead and create a new product, press the create new product button or plus product up the top left hand corner here. Give our product a name, so I'm just going to call this test product. Give it a code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Select the category, so you can create new categories if you would like to. So the unit, the number of stock, unit price, so if I just say £10, and on the right hand side we can go ahead and select the currency, and then tax, so if I just go ahead and put 20% of our lovely VAT in the UK, and then we can select who it is visible to, so let's just say entire company. Press the save button, and we've now gone ahead and added a new product. So if we refresh this screen, it's not quite loaded yet, I don't know why, but now we can see our new product has been added. So now we've created our product, we can go head over to our deals area where we create a new deal, and what we can quickly do, and I'm going to breeze through this, is create a new deal. So fill in the information, add our value, and then we can go ahead and add products as well. So if I just search the test product that we've already created, that's £10, and we can go ahead, leave it as 1 because we set our value, or we can select don't add products. So if we go and change that to 2, that will update our value of this particular deal. And once we're happy with that, just press the save button, and that will have associated the products with the deals, so we now know which products are being sold as part of this particular deal. So it's very useful to just track additional information, and I would strongly recommend implementing this and using this in your Pipedrive CRM system. So I'll press the cancel button. I'm not going to save that, but if we head back to our products area, go on any particular product, and you can go ahead and see all the information related to this particular product. Once you have added deals, you'll be able to see the deals that it's associated with as well, which deals they've been sold. As you can see here, all open, one lost. We've also got files as well that we can go ahead and literally drag from our computer, but we can do that for our contacts, our companies, our deals and our leads as well. So moving on from products, we finally have the marketplace. So the marketplace is where we can go ahead and create integrations between our Pipedrive system and other business apps that we're using. As you can see, there are different options here, and if we go to the Discover Marketplace, we can see a whole host of different options, and there seem to be quite a few. To make your life a bit easier, just integrate between all the business apps and communicate the data across them. For example, like I discussed earlier, connecting Zoom to your meeting so you can book a meeting, set up a meeting directly from your Pipedrive system. So if I press the three dotted button on the left hand side here, we've got additional information such as user overview. So that is an overview of yourself, email, things like that. Workflow automation, which I will come on to in another video. Proposed times, which is what I've already spoken about booking in times with someone else without the need for those constant back and forth emails. Got import data, export data, and merge duplicates. Now, if you go ahead and follow any of these, it will walk you through a wizard just to explain how. We've also got some academy videos, knowledge-based community, and mobile apps as well. So that is everything I wanted to discuss in this Pipedrive CRM tutorial. Hopefully it's been useful, and I'll see you shortly in a moment's time. Hopefully you're now very familiar with how to use your Pipedrive CRM system, how to manage your leads, your deals, your contacts, the companies, and everything else that's going on inside of your Pipedrive CRM system. If you've enjoyed this video or it's helped out at all, please consider dropping it a like and possibly even subscribing. And if you have any further questions, you are more than welcome to either drop a comment below, or my details are in the description, so you can email me if you would like to, and I will do my absolute best to answer any questions you may have. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you shortly in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.